Hi, my name is Michael Arroyo. I'm one of the lead developers for the BluSapphire cybersecurity platform. I'm also the creator and lead developer for BluGenie. BluGenie is a PowerShell-driven framework for threat hunting, data analysis, and remote administration. Let's check out some of the functions. Alright, so in this session we're going to go over how to query for all the BluGenie commands and how to use help. So here in the BluGenie console, we're actually just going to run a git command. It's a normal posh command. So this is going to get us all the commands listed, and we're going to pull from the module BluGenie and hit enter. From there you'll see all the functions that were loaded, the default function names. So default function names actually have the BluGenie name in them, so they're easy to distinguish. And then there's a handful of aliases as well. So here you can see the name, alias was the type, and then the version. Here's how you determine your version to see if you're on the latest and greatest. All right, we're going to clear screen. Now we're going to just pull one of the items, which is we're going to use get system info. Get system info is actually one of the fastest and lightest commandlets that we have. Gives you a full detail of your system or the remote system. And in this instance, we're actually going to run help to see what it looks like. So in general, you want to run the posh help, so get help, and then the name of the command. The command here is going to be get bg system info. And then here we hit enter, and you can see the default. So we have our name, detailed description, syntax. Here's your details. So detailed description returned detailed system information based on logged in user, operating system, system start time, general computer information, disk size, memory, what PowerShell version they're running, what .NET versions are installed, and any Windows updates. So that's general help, and you can actually do a full detail, just normal functionality from PowerShell's get help. So full details gives you examples as well. Gives you all of the build notes that were part of that particular commandlet. Output information, parameter descriptions, so on and so forth. So all of that information is there in the normal help. But there's actually another help option that is built in to the commandlet itself, and that one is actually called walkthrough. So walkthrough actually walks you through the help information to better enable you to manage the commandlet. So we'll go through that right now. Here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to call that command. That command is going to be get bg system info, and here we're going to do help, or the real command is walkthrough. We have an alias as well called help, and now this is going to run an interactive help system. So here is a interactive help menu that actually goes through and gives you the command description, again your command syntax, your current command, so any options that are set to default. So in this manner we have format view equals table, and then get system info is the command, get bg system info is the command, and then the parameters are listed here and what values are currently set. So you can see show updates is a switch, it's a bool true false. Right now it's set to false. Return object true false again, out unescaped JSON false again, and then the format view is table. For this instance you see the options, and here it's actually giving you a description of what to do. So here it says type show updates to update the value, type return object to update the value, type out unescaped JSON to update that value, and then type format view to update that value. So each one of these identifiers is generated based on the parameters that are listed. You also have a help section That help section will give you specific help for the specific parameter. And then you have your examples, and then your examples are listed. So let's go through one of them. So the first one we'll pick is, let's say we want to set the parameter for out unescaped JSON. So here we would actually type it in and hit enter. You can see now that the value unescaped JSON is now true. And here's what's interesting as well is you'll notice that the current command has now been updated. So you can see hyphen out unescaped JSON for the switch is now enabled, and it's set for your current command. So you can copy and paste this command out into your JSON file. You can run it in the console. You can actually even type in run from the help. So this will help you build your command. You can type in run, and it will execute that data right from there. We'll do that in a second, but for now, let's move on to the help section. So here, let's say we want to do help. We get a list of items, and let's say we want to do the same thing. We want help for out unescaped JSON. When we type that in, we have what the parameter is. It tells you it's a switch parameter. Our description: remove unescaped characters from the JSON information. Any notes that are there, and then any other PowerShell related details. So is the item required? Is it positioned? What's the default value? So on and so forth. So here you can hit enter and you're back at that menu again for your help system. So you can actually type in another command if you want. You can get a list of all the items. So if you just typed in all, it would give you all the parameters and their information. Again, hitting enter brings us back to that screen. Typing in back or just hitting enter will bring you back to the original screen. So here we're back at the main help menu. We just looked at help. Let's look at examples. So here we're going to type in examples and hit enter. And you can see that now, instead of example 1 through whatever they are, we actually have a parsing system that parses out the description information from the example. So here you're going to see that there's general information, and then you're going to have general information with Windows updates, a way to call help information, a different way to call help information, and different formatting views. So here's get BluGenie system info and return output unescaped JSON format. So let's do number 5. And we could see the command right here is get BluGenie system info. You can replace that command with the alias. Remember, there's an alias for any BluGenie. A fully qualified module name is get BluGenie system info. An alias for that same command is get BG system info. And then run your out escape JSON, and here's your description, and here's any notes that were associated with that. So here we're actually going to go back to that main menu. And remember what we just spoke about too is the formatting, this run command rather. So here we have a get BG system info, out unescaped JSON, and the format view. We can actually, now that we have updated that default parameter based on the information that we ran earlier, we can actually just type in run, and run actually breaks out of the interactive help, ends up loading that command in the foreground, and then you can see that we have a detailed list or detailed information of all the items that we were querying and that we've asked for. So here we have our system info. That's the main header for our JSON, and then here's your PowerShell information. This says it's running PowerShell 2 and 5.1. This is telling us the disk information, memory, how long it took, so elapsed time. You can see it took a little over 5 seconds to actually query all of this information. So these commands are really, really fast. Logged on users. You can see all of the logged on users and their timestamp. You have an interactive session. Who's interacting with this right now? The username is administrator. That's who we're logged in as. The domain, we're on the local account. Logged on since, process ID, session ID. You have all your .NET versions, so you can see that we're running everything all the way up to 4.8. Domain information, so we are on a domain. Our OS information and computer info. So all of this information is in our first command. It ran with our help. And so there's two ways to interact with the help system, which is the normal PowerShell help or BluGenie's interactive menu system. All right, so that's it for this session. This is a quick one, but come back for another session and we will see you soon.